YouTube clarifiles and filettes. Welcome to another presentation from Ridner Clarinet Products. This week we're going to be talking about how mental disease can actually help you play the clarinet. Now, I know lots of people have probably regarded you as crazy for playing the clarinet, but I bet none of them ever suspected that being crazy actually helps. Or at least being crazy in a certain way. You know, there's nothing like a little schizophrenia to improve your clarinet playing, and that's what we're going to be talking about in this video. What I mean about being a little nuts is I mean that, in a sense, the different systems of the clarinet, as interdependent as they also have to be able to function independently and not be influenced by others. And this is really, really critical in the area of finger technique and breath support. You know, back when I was a young man, we had the story about the president who couldn't walk and chew gum at the same time. Well, it seems to be almost a perpetual condition, but we won't go into that here. I recall I had one student who was very advanced technically. Whenever he played strings of 16th notes in rapid succession, he sounded great. But as soon as he began to play slow passages, lyrical passages that required beautiful connections in the legato, then all of a sudden the clarinet playing just sort of fell apart. One of the main reasons is that he was using his fingering, or his fingering was influencing in a negative way the air column. Every time he switched fingers, he also changed or dipped his air just a little bit, changed it either in speed or shape or direction or all of above, and that really created a problem and created a very uneven, unconvincing kind of slow lyrical playing, and it hurt his playing. Well, there's a cure for this, but it requires a little bit of practice, a little bit of schizophrenia, if you will. And I've put a few exercises up here that I call think, play exercises. Take a look at these. You can see in this first exercise that the player is being asked to think one thing while playing another. So you think that you're sustaining the tone. As far as your air is concerned, all you're doing is playing that long tone. Yet your fingers are moving over the passage. And then you can, of course, reverse this. Many of you, perhaps, have had the experience of playing, say, just blowing on the clarinet and blowing a sustained tone and having someone else actually finger the clarinet, play a scale or play a passage. And I'll bet most of you were amazed at how much better it sounded when someone else was doing the fingering and all you were doing the blowing. And the reason is because your fingers were no longer in the way of your air. You didn't know when your friend was going to switch to the next note, and so you had no choice but just to keep that nice steady stream of air. Well, you sort of have to do that by yourself when you're playing. It's like someone else is fingering the clarinet, and you are blowing the clarinet, and all you're doing is blowing a steady stream of air. Now I realize that the clarinet is an instrument that modulates the sound quite a bit for expressive reasons. We modulate the dynamics quite a bit for expressive reasons, but at the same time, in order for a modulation to be effective or recognized, it has to come from a standard, from a particular set standard, so that one recognizes that variation is taking place. Unless we have this stable standard that we've created through diligence and discipline and practice, then the variations mean nothing. I mean, after all, a beginning clarinet player varies the sound all over the place, and a great clarinet player varies the sound all over the place. But the beginning clarinet player is out of control and can't help it and is producing chaos, whereas the advanced clarinet player is in control and is producing actual expressive and artistic effects on purpose because of the amount of control. And that control was gained by being able to produce that steady, perfectly even sound, that steady, perfectly even airstream. This is what the think play exercise that I've presented here gives you the opportunity to do. Work with your friends so that you can share back and forth, have them finger the clarinet and you blow, and then have them blow their clarinet and you finger their clarinet, and feel what it is and listen to what it sounds like when everything is unmodulated, when you're not making unconscious adjustments in your air as you change fingerings, and that will convince you that it's really a worthwhile exercise to work on each day. The think play exercise, getting a little bit schizophrenic, really eventually helps get all your clarinet playing together. And that's what this video is about, and that's what these exercises are here to help you do. So go thou and practice them, and see your legato and see your lyrical playing and expressive dimensions of your clarinet playing improve quite a bit. Do that, and I'll see you next week.